Right, good evening, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. My name is Paul. I'm also called Knickknack. I do the daily teaser quiz. I write Knickknack's Old Peculiar, and I do various other bits and bobs and sort of stuff. I also have been known to wear t-shirts that are occasionally totally inappropriate to the subject at hand. That subject tonight is not voting for Dave the Orangutan. It is in fact the most recent film I've seen. That film in question is Sinners. Here's what I thought. Sinners opens with the usual studio ident clips, but played out over the sound of a slide guitar slowly being tuned up. It then shifts to an animation that tells us how some are so musically gifted that they can bring spirits, good and bad, into this world. And it tells us how these gifted musicians were given different names by the medieval Irish, Choctaw Native Americans, and by the peoples of West Africa. The scene shifts again to show us twins Smoke and Stack Moore, both played by Michael B. Jordan, moving back to the family home in Clarksdale, Arizona, or Clarksdale, Mississippi, I should say, after many years working for the Chicago mob. Their plan is to open a juke joint with the money they've earned along the way. And once they've bought a ramshackle old sawmill from a white farmer who swears the clan's long since gone, they recruit some help along the way, starting with their cousin preacher boy Sammy Moore, Miles Caton, who's a gifted guitarist. Alongside Sammy and various other inductees, they manage to open the bar to a riot of music, cheap beer, devious wine, illicit sex, and a roulette wheel tucked away in a back room. That opening night sees preacher boy Sammy perform like an utterly gifted musician that he is, and summoning the spirits of the past and the spirits of the future, little realizing as he does that his guitar playing has caught the attention of something far nastier. So, what did I make of Sinners? Of a gothic Deep South vampires flick set in the Deep South of the 1930s. It's a movie that I suspect would want to smell of magnolias and bodies hanging from the poplar trees, unless, of course, that's possibly insulting Billie Holiday. Outside of any pretensions of intellectualism, what I saw last night was a very good film. The cast: Michael B. Jordan, Miles Caton, and Wunmi Masaki. And I've got to admit, I saw her on Lovecraft Country many years ago. I still can't work out how to pronounce the name, but nonetheless, she and Miles Caton and Michael B. Jordan were excellent, as was Jack O'Connell as Remick, the vampire leader. The design of the vampires was quite good. It seemed human. There was no seriously exaggerated teeth, but there were points of light in their eyes. That design was quite novel, and given the group were presented, I felt, certainly, as a cult-like group based around a typical messianic leader, it was actually quite an innovative piece of work. It was an innovative presentation, and it was very different to the animalistic pack we see in things like 30 Days of Night. Alongside that, the musical elements of the film are unique and certainly add to the atmosphere, I think, especially in an early scene where Preacher Boy's performance summons past and future ghosts, and a later one where Remick leads his little clan in the most menacing folk song I think I've ever heard. About my only complaint about Sinners is quite simply the pacing of the thing. I am getting older, and I'm getting less patient and less tolerant of long movies the older I get. The fact I've had a provisional diagnosis of ADHD, of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, possibly doesn't help my cause. So, for whatever reason, I found the pacing of Sinners slow, but I found it added to the atmosphere, but was also something I found unencouraging. It left me looking at my clock every so often, wondering when I could pause or fast forward a scene, and wondering when it would get to some action. Like I say, I was sorely tempted to hit the fast forward button. That possibly gives you an idea of what's going on for me there. So, what did I make of Sinners, of a movie that I found, yes, slow paced? I have to say, yes, Sinners is something I found quite slow at times and got me bordering on hitting the fast forward button. But despite that pace, it is still something I found moodily atmospheric, covered in the deep south gothic accent here, musical and incredibly watchable. Would I watch it again? I don't know. Is it going to win Oscars? Again, I don't know. That's really not for me to say. Did it have some interesting vampires? It certainly had that, and certainly ones that follow the old rule of only going in somewhere if they're inviting it in. Outside of that, all I can say is that Sinners is moody, atmospheric. It's not necessarily going to be for everyone, but it's still something I personally found quite enjoyable. Give it a watch, let me know what you think, leave me a comment under this video. Right, thank you for watching that little lot. I hope you enjoyed my review. I hope you'd like to leave a comment. I also hope you'd like to subscribe to my channel and possibly leave a tip if you think I make sense. But if nothing else, please feel free to subscribe and or leave a comment and or a like. Any of those three would be very appreciated. Please keep your eye on my channel in case I drop anything else you'd like to see. But until then, whatever else you do, please take care, be good, and don't get bit.